As crazy as I think some of Mr. Abramovich's moves have been, I cannot imagine even he would say, let's see what happens with Rafa next season. It
Yeah.
could get better.
Devils, good to see you again after another routine Premier League victory. It's on to Chelsea, Easter Monday, looking ahead to the Cup quarter-final replay. We've got two Devils fans to do so. Dave from California, Adam from England. We've also got a rare treat. We've got Chris Cohen, Copper 90 presenter no less, and a Chelsea fan to give us a blue perspective. Now, Chris, it's great for you to join us this weekend because obviously it's been a very tough one for you, sir, and you've got so much to worry about. Another season in the Europa League, perhaps?
Oh, it's a shocker, but you know what? It's sort of a weird kind of every time Rafa loses, and I say Rafa, not Chelsea. Every time Rafa loses, I sort of have a little bit of pleasure, which I think is just built into anyone who's not a Liverpool fan. So it's bittersweet.
We'll talk more to you in a minute, mate, about those issues facing you and Rafa. Maybe get a long-term contract. Who knows? Not many managers on the market at the moment. Should he win the Europa League Cup double? Let's talk United though. And Adam. Sunderland was routine, as I said at the top, but are you starting to worry that perhaps we're undercooked for these big games? Because some of these league games like Reading and Sunderland are so easy, aren't they?
It is, yeah. I mean, today Sunderland put up a better fight in the second half, but it was a little bit too easy. I didn't ever feel like we'd drop any points. We've got to pick ourselves back up on Monday. It'll be a completely different team, though, so I don't foresee there being any tiredness in the players.
And Dave, we'll get to your team in a second as well. But are you concerned a little bit that Chelsea maybe got United's number? Maybe Rafa's got Fergie's number after that second half at Old Trafford? Because they've got those midfield quality players that perhaps worry us more than any other type of player.
Yeah, I think, you know, the last two games we played Chelsea, we've taken 2-goal leads and we've surrendered 2-goal leads.
Yeah.
The one thing about Chelsea is, you know, with their strong midfield, when they kind of smell blood, they really put you under pressure. And for me, you know, that's going to be the main cause of concern on Monday is, you know, if we go 2 goals up again, it's like, oh God, here we go again. You know, you kind of want to hang on to a 1-0 lead as long as possible.
I'll tell you what, no one's won the FA Cup more than United, but Chelsea, 4 of the last 6 seasons, maybe time to knock them off their cup perch. Let's look at your team lineups in the section we like to call gut feeling. We'll bring in Adam's lineup to start with. They've got De Gea in goal. I know he took a knock against Sunderland. We're assuming he's fine and fit to play. The back four, I guess, Adam, this is the back four you have to play, isn't it? Smalling, Vidic can't play 2 in 2, so you've got Rio coming back in alongside Evans. And then Everett left back. Not tempted to play Butner again? What were your thoughts on him against Sunderland?
I think I'd go for the more reliable Everett, especially against Chelsea. They'll have better wingers than say Sunderland did.
Yeah.
But I think that defence is the one that we need to go into because they will put us under pressure at the back.
Now, talking of fitness, we think Nani's fit. You put him into midfield on the right-hand side there. Welbeck as well plays. Carrick, again, involved. And Ryan Giggs, who's got a decent record against Chelsea of late. Talk about the midfield. Is Welbeck in there because of his athleticism and his energy, perhaps, you know, something that Chelsea bring to the midfield picture?
Yeah, I went for Carrick sitting slightly deeper with Giggs in front of him being busy and Rooney just dropping back to help them two out. Nani and Welbeck out wide. Welbeck can help Hernandez up front when Rooney does drop deep.
Front two. Now, Fergie loves sort of players' records against certain clubs. It had to be then, didn't it? Chicharito and Rooney, not Van Persie up front, because, what was it, Rooney 9 goals against Chelsea in recent seasons, Hernandez 7, I think. So is that a no-brainer?
Yeah, we rested both today. I'd pick both of them on Monday. Let Robin sit on the bench. Utilise them too, because Hernandez loves scoring against Chelsea. And Rooney plays well just off Hernandez. So I'd be confident we could at least get a win out of the game with that team, even if it does come in extra time.
Well, let's compare and contrast then. California and Dave. A quick word on midfield. It's very different. You've got Nani at right midfield, but it's very attacking. You've got Rooney in there. Can he do that role? You've got Cleverley there as well. And poor old Michael Carrick. He looks like the only defensive-minded player there, if he is defensive-minded.
Well, I think the best form of defence against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is attack. With Rooney kind of not necessarily hold up in midfield, but kind of in behind Kagawa and Van Persie, with Cleverley in the middle with Carrick.
Dave, you're a tough old taskmaster, aren't you? Look at the strikers there. To have Kagawa and Van Persie, 2 games in 48 hours. Poor old Robin. I know you live in California, the home of the fitness trainer, but can he do it at this age, the Dutchman?
Oh, without a doubt, you know, and we kind of need to get his confidence back as well. You know, today's goal is going to do him a fantastic boost to his confidence, but you know, even though, you know, it'll probably be given as an OG, we all know that strikers, they live off confidence, and even a deflection, whatever it is, to just go in, it'll give them a massive boost. And I think putting them on the bench is probably not going to be the best option in the next game. I think we need to keep that momentum going. He got 3 goals in midweek during the week for international, and we need to keep that going.
Great assist for Titus Bramble against Sunderland as well. Adam, what you got to say, mate?
I think 2 games in 48 hours for Van Persie and Kagawa would be a bit of a travesty for them, to be fair.
He needs a goal, doesn't he, though? Because he missed that chance late on.
I think he got his goals today. I think that'll give him confidence. He celebrated it like he knew it was
Brambles, though, wasn't it? It was a lovely finish by the big
that's
black
the strikers. You can't take that off him. But my worry would be with that team is, how do you utilise Rooney playing deeper than Kagawa and then them both off Van Persie? I just don't think it'd work. I think if anything, Rooney has to be further forward than Kagawa. But even then, it's fitting. You got to fit them in. It's a fine-tuning job that you've got to do. But I'd still go for Rooney Hernandez.
It's a bold move. Let's bring in the opposition, see what Chris Cohen makes of it all. Who would you rather face out of those lineups, Chris? You worried more about Hernandez and Rooney in that record?
I think you have to be as a Chelsea fan. I think Adam said Hernandez loves scoring against Chelsea. I'm yet to find any player who hates scoring against Chelsea. But every time I've seen Hernandez play against Chelsea, he's just been frightening. And I think you'd have to be a brave or stupid man to leave him on the bench. So I'd much rather face Van Persie, which is just a horrible thick sentence to come out with as well. Yeah. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. All 3 of them are brilliant, and then you've got Welbeck as well. But I think from my point of view, the danger is Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm sure RVP haunted your dreams after that hat-trick for Arsenal there last season at the Bridge. What about Chelsea then? Where does this sit in your priority list? Because talk about fixture congestion, you've got about 1,000 games in the next week or so, haven't you?
We certainly have. I think it was something like a 50th game or so today. But it's ludicrous. But I think this is it for us, really, the FA Cup. It's sort of weirdly become like our trophy, and you sort of think, oh, it's the one that will always sort of be there or thereabouts towards the end of the season. And I think it has to be our priority at the moment. The league, although having said that we're making it as hard as possible for ourselves, but you kind of think we should, and I'm not going to count any checkers. We should have the Champions League place sewn up. So this really is the only thing the players have got to go for silverware wise, and I think. That's kind of what it is. It's sort of winning despite Rafa, which sounds awful.
Well, you're not worried about Rafa. Paint me the picture here. Rafa wins the Europa League, goes out to Rubin Kazan, has a wonderful time in Russia, and he leads them all the way to glory there, leads them to the FA Cup win, leads them to top 4. You start to worry about Roman and those short-term contracts he'll have to fly around?
Never. No, I cannot. As crazy as I think some of Mr. Abramovich's moves have been, I cannot imagine even he would say, Let's see what happens with Rafa next season. It could get better. I can't imagine it happening. And I think, like I said, I think even if, I can't even look beyond Monday.
He did all right against United in the first game, didn't he, at Old Trafford, Rafa? He was given the plaudits after the game.
It was accidental, I think. I think he sort of rested our best players. And when you look at it, though, when you look at the changes he made, in fairness, the players he brought on were the team we should have started with. And I think if we had started with that team, we probably wouldn't have been 2 goals down. So it's kind of, yes, you can applaud him for making those changes when he did. But, it was obvious changes. There were players that needed to sort of come on, and they were the players that came off.
I think Adam and Dave are both trying to get in. Sorry, Chris. Adam, do you want to have a quick word?
I think, like with Chelsea fans, I wouldn't want Rafa Benitez near my club, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But I think Chelsea fans would rather see him fail and they fail than him actually succeed and he stays on. Surely they'd rather be supporting the team and hope he wins some games rather than wishing they lose every game just so he goes.
This is Chelsea.
Hope we don't become like that once Fergie leaves.
Yeah, no, I honestly would be amazed if you could find any fan who goes into a match sort of wishing we lose just because of Rafa. I don't think that's the case at all.
You, Chris?
I think when we watch the matches, usually within the first 20 minutes, when you look at the team today, and I understand Rafa's had to play a weaker side because of the match on Monday, which he's obviously prioritising. Yeah. And if he were to lose that, then you've got to ask questions. But when you see the team set up in the first 30 minutes and Southampton have completely dominated it, they've had pretty much 90% possession for that first 30 minutes of a game. It's got nothing to do with. I think at that point you just think, fair enough. You know what? We're not going to win, and I don't understand what what Roman Abramovich was expecting when you think about his ethos of great football, winning football, and amazing passing play. Rafa's never provided that anywhere in his career. So it's a really difficult situation, but I fully understand. As Chelsea fans, we can't complain too much about him.
Well, I tell you what, we could talk about Rafa all night, couldn't we? What a wonderful man he is, his weight fluctuating up and down all the time, and his tactics. We can talk about that all night. Let's get the predictions, nail the colours to the mast. Let's start with Dave. Dave, what are you going for?
I'm gonna go 3-2 United. I think it's gonna be a very attacking game. I think it's gonna be a lot of goals in it. I think we'll just edge it 3-2.
Yeah, 18 goals in 3 meetings already this season. I'm going to go United 2-1, by the way, with Rooney to score the winner, his 10th goal against Chelsea. Justin got his prediction absolutely right last time. Adam, what have you got for us this time? More goals?
I've gone for 3-2 as well. It might come after extra time. Fancy Hernandez to pop up with a goal or two again, and hopefully we'll go marching on to Wembley.
Bold shout. Chris, what do you think? You haven't been exactly optimistic so far.
Yeah, I think our boys just need to ignore anything Rafa says in that change room. Just get out there and do their own thing. I think that motivation will serve us well. I've got to go for my boys. I'm going to say 2-1, a bit tighter, but 2-1 to Chelsea. 2-1
to Chelsea, I tell you what. There's no point you getting through to lose against Man City in the semi-final, can you, after what you did the other week against them. Anyway, great to have you on, Chris. Great to have you on board. Remember to check out Chris's channel, Copper90. Lots of top football videos on there. Remember to subscribe as well if you want to get on the channel and put your predictions to the panel. Do put your predictions below as well. We're running a league, and we'll see you again next time.
United fans, you know what to do. Click the button and subscribe to get involved.